Miriam starts with an O.
I think it's Orozco.
Huh?
I think it's Orozco.
All right. I think that's Ellis Pangborn and Annette Hicks. As if I mispronounced your name.
All good.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Miriam Orozco. I am a sibling to two beautiful girls, and I'm not going to cry. I have two siblings with Down syndrome, identical twins that are 6. And as a sister, it's a little hard when you have siblings who are at an age that should be doing something that typical normal kids aren't doing. And seeing their needs is difficult for us when going out to the community. With the services provided by Monoma County and our wonderful case manager, Mercedes, we have been able to move forward and gain the resources and support, not only for my mother, but for myself and for my sisters, because it's difficult to navigate the different systems. There's the school system, the medical system, and there's the county systems. And it's all a challenge. When you're a family member, you're fighting for their rights. Often, the other professionals don't see the values in your family members the way you do. And you're fighting for them to be in the best place needed. 2 days ago, we had a meeting at school for a change of placements, and we were advocating for them. And because we don't have the titles that the professionals do at school, they don't see the values that we see in the supports that the girls need in school. But when we had our caseworker on the phone with us, and she advocated for us as well. The professionals at school just listened and listened to her, and it was a different type of way of communicating the needs that the family needed towards the advocation through Mercedes, and it's hard to navigate those systems. So providing these services will mean it means a lot to these kids, especially these kids that are and have high needs. My sisters are maybe dual diagnosed, so autism as well, and they're nonverbal, so there's a lot of behavioral challenges. So having these services have helped us so much in navigating all these different therapies and services. Thank you. And sorry for crying at the beginning.
Okay, you didn't cry very much. You did fine.
My name is Maricruz Caravantes. When I was 42 years old, I became pregnant with the IUD. I was expecting triplets. 2 of them was this identical, beautiful little girls with Down syndrome. I really, really need these services, because when I knew it that they were with Down syndrome, I had depression and anxiety. I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know, because I was 42, and finally the services came over, and I finally saw the light at the end of the tunnel, because I had the support. My kids had the support. Please, I beg you guys, do not take those services from my kids. That is part of my kids' future, and all our kids that had special need kids. My 2 girls are so beautiful, but they're really smart. They were 3 years old, and they both got into the kitchen, and they help each other. One climb on top of the other one, and they turn on the stove. And I go, oh my God, they are so smart, but they need help. And so I called the DD services, Mercedes, and thanks to that services, they provide me the gates to lock the kitchen. And and many things that they are helping me. Please, I beg you guys, do not take those services from my kids. That is part of my kids' future. Please. Thank you, and I pray for all you guys
Thank you.
so much.
Chairs Nose and Beyer and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Annelle Hicks, and I am an SEIU 503 member. I am a Human Service Assistant 2/Counselor Assistant at Vocational Rehab here in South Salem. I have spent my whole adult life working in public service. I got my start working in an adult group home, then went to the Oregon State Hospital, and then for the last 1.5 years, I've been at Voc Rehab. A typical day for me as a counselor assistant is defined by the need to be flexible and welcome to distractions, whether it's a VRC asking a question or having me complete a task. I do enjoy having that client contact when I can and would like to connect more with our clients. We have vocational rehab counselors who have caseloads over 100 and will stay late, and we'll work the night shift, as we call it, jokingly, and Alice can attest. If we had even 2 more VRCs, it would lessen the load on the VRC, and they would be better able to connect to their clients and better serve clients. Our VRCs could leave work, and they would have a better work/home life situation. And then, in addition to those VRCs, more HSA counselor assistant 2 positions to support those. The work that my colleagues and I do is important to the people we serve, and it's a critical part of Oregon's social safety net. I am asking you to do everything you can to ensure that we are able to continue to provide these services and not to make any further cuts that would increase our workloads and hurt our consumers. Thank you for your time and your commitment to this issue. Annelle M. Hicks, Counselor Assistant 2/ from Salem. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alice Pangburn. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. So, thank you for inviting us to come and testify before you today. I also am an SEIU member and a vocational rehabilitation counselor. I've worked in the South Salem office for 15 years. And during my tenure, I have observed a lot of change in our agency that has increased the degree of difficulty of the work that we do. But we serve Oregonians to help them gain employment, accomplish self-sufficiency and independence. And so today you have heard from some folks about their stories, and this lady over here who is pleading with you folks about her children, and at some point in life they'll probably come through our doors to work with vocational rehabilitation to gain employment. And so since the passage of WIOA, the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act in 2014, our workloads, our paper workload has just increased exponentially, unbelievably so. It has cut our timelines in half. It has increased the populations that we're serving, the IDD and DD folks. And so basically, run faster, work harder, which I think is the case for all state agencies. But, we want to provide those quality services to the folks that you're hearing from today. And so at the same time, as our workload is increasing as far as the paper, we're getting more and more clients. And so, as Annie mentioned, our typical caseloads in the Salem area is anywhere between 90 to 120, 30 folks, which might sound kind of small, but actually the level of work that we do and the partnering that we do does tend to take a lot of time. And so when employment first was implemented, there was a major shift in our agency's focus in serving the IDD and DD folks. And these folks require more partnership meetings with some of the agencies that testified earlier so that we are able to provide comprehensive services and really understand their needs. And so while we run really fast and we work really hard, there's just not enough of us to do the hard work, the good work of serving Oregonians with disabilities. And so we're asking you to please recognize that and provide funding so that there's more of us to continue to do the good work serving people with disabilities. Thank you.
Much. Next up, we have, next up I have Catherine Eckert, Barbara Hedrick, and Natish Noakes.